There are nearly 2 billion people in the world that live in what is considered substandard or slum housing, and an additional 100 million people that are even indeed homeless. My favorite charity aims to eradicate this world issue. And this evening, I'm here to tell you some information about my favorite charity, which is Habitat for Humanity International. And I'm going to begin with their mission statement, which says, Habitat for Humanity is seeking to put God's love into action. Habitat for Humanity brings people together to build homes, communities, and hope. In turn, they believe that people should all live in decent, durable shelter, a basic need that everyone deserves. Everyone should have a decent, safe, and affordable place to live. I became connected to this issue when I first took my first international trip back in 2007 to Brazil. I went on a short-term mission trip with a group from my church. We went there to work at an orphanage. While we were there, we met a young teenage boy that was there doing job training, and he invited us to come see his family's home. When we drove up to this home, I was not prepared for what I was going to see. I had never seen anything like this before. We pulled up to this house, and it was smaller than the room that I stand in now. It was about half this size. And literally, it looked like it was a cardboard box to me. And the family indeed had even built the house themselves. I brought a couple of pictures to show an example of what the housing looked like that I saw that day. In this house lived the father, the mother, the adult son, his new wife, their newborn child, the teenage son, and a 10-year-old son who also had a job, and his income from his part-time job contributed to the family's overall income. And I just thought to myself, what is the difference between this family and my family? How are they living so poorly? And in comparison, I live in a palace in America. And the only thing I could think of was the fact that I was born in a different geographic location. So when I came back, I really had this on my heart that I wanted to do something to help people that lived in slum or substandard housing. And that's when I learned about Habitat for Humanity. And in general, Habitat builds houses, they renovate houses for people, and they also help out in the community. One myth about Habitat for Humanity is that they give houses away for free, and that is not actually the case. A family does need to apply and qualify for the house. The way they do that is they're identified as low income. If they make 30 to 50% below the median income.
Visiting hours for adult services are over in 10 minutes. Thank you for your cooperation.
If they make 30 to 50% below the median income for an area, then they can qualify for the house. Also, they need to come up with a modest down payment, and then they also need to put in what is called sweat equity. Sweat equity means they need to help build a Habitat house themselves, either their own house or another Habitat house for another family. If they can meet all these goals, then they're eligible to buy the house, where they will be given a reasonable mortgage that they can afford. Recently, I was at a Habitat build where I met one of the future homeowners. It was a young woman that had a 5-year-old son, and she was already pregnant with her second child. And just a coincidence, she's naming the baby Mia, as my name is Mia. But she told me how she could not find a house for her children and her mother to live in. And everywhere that she would go, it was a dangerous neighborhood, and she was too scared for her children to play outside. But because of Habitat for Humanity, she was able to get a new house that was in a safe neighborhood that would allow her to continue her education at USF. And to me, that is what Habitat is all about, making dreams come true for people, allowing people to live in a house where they can be comfortable, and which is something that we all really want at the end of the day. I have a couple more pictures that show examples of houses that are built in America for people. Also, Habitat helps build or helps the community. For example, I volunteered at the Ambrose Community Center in Bay Point, where I did some painting for most of the day. And to me, that's another beauty of Habitat for Humanity. You don't need any special skills to come out and help. All you have to have is the willingness. Because they do have trained professionals on site that work for Habitat that will help you and train you to do what needs to be done to help the community or the new homeowner. Then there is the International Division, which looks a lot like the division here in America. Again, the houses are not given to people for free, but they must qualify based on the standards and the rules and regulations of their country. So I also have a couple of pictures of what houses look like once they're built internationally. They're more of a brick home, not quite the same as they are in America, but much better looking homes and comfortable homes than the original pictures I showed of the houses in Brazil. So I want to encourage you all to look into the idea of volunteering with Habitat for Humanity. There is areas close to us where you can volunteer. Right here in Martinez, they are currently building 20 homes. I volunteered at the site last month, and again, I'll be volunteering on August 1st. Anyone can sign up to help to build the homes for a deserving family. Also, Habitat also looks for donations from individuals, corporations, and other groups. And the pamphlet that I passed out shows about the homes in Martinez that they're building, as well as a pamphlet of my trip to South Africa, where I will be volunteering again with Habitat for Humanity to build a home for a family in Mufulini Township near Cape Town, South Africa. Thank you.